You know a lot about golf.
Well, we're waiting.
And we are those weekend golf guys. Thanks for being here right now at the start of the whole thing this weekend. I'm John Ashton in the Encore Golf Studios. Jeff Smith at the Golf Cave at Otter Creek in Columbus. Director of Instruction at the Plain and Simple Golf School. And it is.
That would be me, yes.
It is plain and it is simple, and we're going to prove that to you a couple ways coming up here in just a little bit. But first off, man, I am going to give you the floor. I am going to defer to you, and I just want you to, first off, let all of our loyal listeners in the Philadelphia area realize that they're going to have to be nice to a Smith.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome her with open arms. Be a proud papa, buddy. Let's go.
Boy, let me tell you what. I am excited. I got the great news from my daughter, who's a good high school player. She got a really great offer to attend LaSalle University in Philadelphia and to play golf on their women's golf team. They are building a program out there. This will be the first year for it. And their coach, I know him well. He's been after Rebecca, and last night she accepted the offer, and she is now going to be a college golfer at LaSalle University. I'm real happy about that. I got some friends out in Philadelphia, and it's not all about the cheesesteak, but boy, it's pretty hard to say no to the cheesesteak.
But it couldn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt.
While you're there.
Yeah, while you're there. You know, there's a bunch of them out there, and I don't want to single out just Pat's and Geno's because those are the most famous too, but Mama's is pretty darn good. And
well, back in the late 70s, there was a place called the Owl's Nest. It was in the basement of Johnson Hall at Temple University, and they had some pretty good cheesesteaks too. Without those, I would have starved to death.
It wasn't just the food that attracted Rebecca to LaSalle, but the coach was terrific, and I've got a couple of really good teacher friends of mine out in the Philadelphia area. One, Mr. John Dunnigan, who is a friend of the show, has been on our show.
Yes, he has.
He teaches at White Manor, and they play, the LaSalle Explorers are playing their home course is at Talamore, just a little bit north of Philadelphia. And my friend Lou Guzzi is the teaching professional up there. So, guys, I know that you're listening to the show because you always do, and thanks a lot. And both of you guys had a little bit to do with her decision to know that she's going to be well taken care of in her golf,
right.
And either with John or with Lou or both, and she's going to enjoy it. Great school, and she's looking forward to it. So I'm pretty happy about all that, as you can tell.
Fantastic, man.
Awesome. Yeah.
Fantastic. Congratulations. So that's now 2 out of 3 kids out of high school into college golf with 1 to go.
Yep. They wanted their careers to go through college. They didn't want them to end in high school.
Yeah.
They knew they had the ability. They knew they liked the game enough to say, all right, I want to continue to compete. And to do it and to be a college athlete, I know meant something to both of them. And they've got the rest of their lives to not be competitive golfers, and so they both wanted to go 4 more years and do it. Caroline, of course, at Loyola University in Chicago, and now Rebecca at LaSalle University in Philadelphia. So
there are a lot of us who did not get an opportunity to compete when we were in high school and or college for various and sundry reasons. We weren't good enough. We didn't play the game. We didn't care. Whatever.
Sure.
But now I am getting to a point now where I need a test. I've got a story coming up in a few minutes about one test I already passed, and now it's like I want to go on to greater things. And
so that's like a breathalyzer?
No, I want to. I'm thinking maybe just start simple, like a league. I don't want to do the Golf Channel Amateur Tour or the local state amateur tours or any of that stuff yet, because that's a financial and a time commitment that I don't have. Because they always play these things on weekends to make them convenient for everybody except people who do weekend radio shows.
Well, they are thinking about the majority.
Yeah, I know. If I just once, if they think about me. There's a decided lack of people thinking about me in this world, and I'd like to change that.
I just had a thought, and you were in it.
Oh, there you go. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. But no, I'm talking like just local leagues, like, leagues at your home course or leagues at another course, or just something where you can on a regular basis go head to head with people you don't know. So you've got that mental challenge of, overcoming the potential embarrassment of screwing up in front of somebody you don't know. Because
I got a thought. You could come up here to Otter Creek, seeing as how you love all the bunkering up here so well. You could come up here because there's leagues up here that play. There's a different league every day.
Fantastic.
And they'd be happy to take your money. I mean, they'd happy to have you play.
So I think, though, that might be a great technique for many of us. You don't really look at a league as competition, but it's kind of like entry-level competition. If you do well in your league, then by all means, make the commitment financially and time-wise to go and go to one of the other statewide or local tours or whatever. I would think it would make sense.
I think it really does. To find your level of comfortable competition where you get to compete and then you feel like, okay, I think I can take this to the next level. Maybe some leagues could get together and go, hey, we're going to do a league champion league. In an area that they had some leagues. And John, you're in a pretty good sized city in Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh yeah.
You could sniff around and find out if any of the golf professionals out there know of a league that takes the league champion from each course and puts them into their own level of competition, because
that's a great idea.
Definition is the next level up.
That's a great idea. And I could become the old fat guy league champion if I just play my cards right.
Or if you started the league on your own, you could exempt yourself into said league.
We have a conversation about a competition and a charitable deal that's coming up later on at the end of summer with a story about a milestone that I have passed, because if I can't talk about me, what's the sense of doing this show? And a quick fix from Jeff coming up right in the next segment when we get right back. We are those weekend golf guys. Don't move.
I've owned my company for 14 years now, and I can tell you that payroll is a 4-letter word. I hate doing it. It eats up hours I don't have, and it costs me money I could be saving. But my accountant's too expensive, and I'm not sure who to call. But I know I need help.
We're Paychex, and we take all the hassles out of small business payroll. We save you time and money. It's easy. Call, fax, or give us your payroll information securely online, and we take care of the rest. We calculate the correct taxes, manage payments and direct deposits. We even send out your checks. Payroll doesn't need to be a 4-letter word anymore. We're so sure that we can save you time and money that we'll give you a month's payroll free, just for calling 877-376-2829. Get 1 month's payroll for free. Call Paychex right now. 877-376-2829. That's 877-376-2829.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-554-4183 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 800-554-4183 to take your call now. Call 800-554-4183. That's 800-554-4183. Again, 800-554-4183.
All right, thanks for being here. We are those weekend golf guys. John Ashton in the Encore Golf Studio. Jeff Smith, of course, the Golf Cave at Otter Creek, playing in Simple Golf School. You try that MA1 hollow core ball from Encore Golf. They guarantee a 20 to 30% reduction in your slice.
I gotta try some of that, because you've told me about that golf ball, how much straighter you've been hitting it. And, I know you like to compliment the fact that that's, some golf instruction as well. But truth be told, if there's a golf ball out there that can help reduce some spin because it's a perimeter weighted ball, holy smokes. I could do some ball fittings and fix people's games.
That's right. And if you don't have a slicing problem or a hooking problem, the new Avant ball, which is a low compression 65 compression ball, will be available on the market soon from Encore Golf. We have fixed people. Jeff has we see how I'm taking credit for your expertise there, Mr. Smith.
We're doing it on the radio show and we're doing it together. So
okay. We
by definition, technicalities being what they are, we have.
Jeff has fixed me substantially, and I got a story coming up in a few minutes to show exactly how much more better Jeff has made me just by talking me into a better game, and he can do that for you right now. We're going to do a Jeff's Quick Fix. Jeff, what you have this week?
I got this video from a girl in Chicago, and she sent me her video, and she's been really struggling. She felt like she was off balance. She said she's swinging across her body. The first thing she sent me was a video, and the first thing I noticed was that her shoulders were well outside of her toes, and her hips were not well outside of her heels. So she was out of balance. Mm-hmm. She was leaning forward. The first thing I notice when I see that is as soon as somebody does that, they're reaching out a little bit. And as soon as you remove the club from the equation and start to swing it back behind you, your body weight drifts forward a little bit. Caroline at one time had been a superior player, and she has fallen by the wayside, and she finally got a hold of me and said, I keep listening to you on the radio. I've been meaning to send you a video, and I've heard how you always want the videos where, they're on the body line, they're hand high, that my body fills up most of the frame. So she sent me that through the Facebook page. And Caroline, I got to tell you that I'm really glad you did, because the first thing I saw was the out of balance part. So John, if you realize if your weight is set equally within your feet, and you could stand there and hold your position and move about any direction you wanted to athletically, that's what you're after.
Right.
Because balance is as much of one thing as its opposite.
Right.
So I changed her posture a little bit, got her to hunch her hips back over her heels a little bit, which in turn brought her whole spine back toward her heels a little. And then she was wound up with her shoulders wound up on top of her toes, right from the shoulder socket through the elbow, right in a line right over her toes. And at the same time, her hip bones were outside of her heels. So then she could make the most balanced, powerful golf swings. And she sent me a note back, and she said that was the most miraculous thing I've ever seen. I thought I had lost my swing. And my answer back was, no, you just lost your setup.
Right.
And
setup is so
somebody
important.
who's been a good established player, they never really lose their swings. Caroline's case, it was her body balance. Yeah. And so that was her quick fix. And she has sent me a couple of sentences back and forth in text that she's very happy. So good job, Caroline.
Good job for all of you there. And if you've got a situation you want to see what the deal is, because that was not only quick but a simple fix. It wasn't like you have to go take 14 hours worth of new lessons to learn how to do something different.
Yeah, it was just everything has a beginning.
Yeah, it was just push your butt back a little bit more.
Yeah, all good things have a beginning, and all mediocre things and all lousy things. They all have a beginning.
And you want to start your beginning, you can do so at facebook.com/golfguys. You can just send a video through that page directly to Jeff and probably get the same results. Let's hope so anyhow. Pretty quick results. That is it. One guy explained to me that in order to get that athletic position, you bend your knees a little bit, and he said, and then make it look like or make it feel like you're about to sit on a bar stool. You don't hunch down when you're sitting on a bar stool. You just move back with your butt till it hits the edge of the stool. If you just make that movement, you'll make sure that you get your hips back past your heels at the setup.
Just right over your heels.
Yeah.
Really, you just want them. You want that hip bone right in line with your heels. And the truth is if you stand upright and you put your hands down on your own thighs, not John, on your
on my thighs,
right.
Yeah, thanks for explaining that to me. I got slapped last time. But.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry I left out that word. And then you extend your fingers down, and then when you push your rear end back and you lower your chest until your outstretched tips of your fingertips touch the top of your knees, then you're in your best athletic perfect posture, regardless of who you are and how long your arms are or any of that stuff. You'll get there, and you'll be in terrific balance.
Here on the show, we do a lot of times we'll talk to people who have invented a new training aid or the latest and greatest gadget or gizmo to make playing golf better or easier or more productive or whatever. And I know that most of us probably at one time or another have said, if we only had something that did X, Y, and Z, we could all get better. But the hassle of, what do you do? Okay, so how do you get a drawing done from this little thing you scratched out on a napkin at the bar, the 19th hole? Do I need to get it? What's the word I'm looking for? Not copyrighted, but
patented.
Patented. Yes, thank you. How do I get it patented? Things like that. We have a brand new sponsor who can help that. It's called InventHelp. And if you got an idea, just give them a call, and they can tell you where to go, how to do it. They can even help market it to people who would manufacture it for you, whatever. You don't have to tell your idea to thousands of people and have somebody steal it trying to find help. Just call these guys at 1-800-352-1597. And what they will do is, just counsel you through the whole process of how to get, like I said, how to get from that hastily drawn diagram on the napkin that you did at the bar after your round, tell you how to get it into a finished product. Again, it's InventHelp. It's 1-800-352-1597. Give them a call. It's a free call, and they'll just talk you through the whole thing and let you know what it is they can do for you, if anything. What we can do for you is tell you a pretty good story, give Jeff some time to brag, and talk to a guy named Kevin McGrath about a charity tournament coming up at the end of summer this year. It's all coming up with those weekend golf guys. Don't you move.
I've owned my company for 14 years now, and I can tell you that payroll is a 4-letter word. I hate doing it. It eats up hours I don't have, and it costs me money I could be saving. But my accountant's too expensive, and I'm not sure who to call. But I know I need help.
We're Paychex, and we take all the hassles out of small business payroll. We save you time and money. It's easy. Call, fax, or give us your payroll information securely online, and we take care of the rest. We calculate the correct taxes, manage payments and direct deposits. We even send out your checks. Payroll doesn't need to be a 4-letter word anymore. We're so sure that we can save you time and money that we'll give you a month's payroll free just for calling 877-376-2829. Get 1 month's payroll for free. Call Paychex right now. 877-376-2829. That's 877-376-2829.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-554-4183 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 800-554-4183 to take your call now. Call 800-554-4183. That's 800-554-4183. Again, 800-554-4183.
Jeff, you've seen me miss. Yeah. Good news is I didn't 3-putt but one green my last round, but I'm still missing by an inch or two left or right. Man, I need some help. What do you got? Teach me, buddy.
I'll tell you what. The first thing that I do with all my clinics when we're working on putting, I break out the putting stroke teacher every single time. We put this thing on. Their forearms are lined up. Their putter face is lined up in the same place. It's the straightest putt you'll ever hit. It's unbelievable. And then I'll teach you how to aim after that. But you go get it. The Putting Stroke Teacher, tpsteacher.com. Go get one. Cheap and effective.
I like
Gotta
that.
Love it.
Cheap and effective.
You're not kidding. This thing is absolutely one of the best things I've ever seen.
And it's easy to understand?
Absolutely. Strap it onto your putter and go.
Don't need you standing over me to tell me how to use it.
No, you don't want me barking at you anyway.
Open up the box.
tpsteacher.com.
Make it work. tpsteacher.com. Oh, man, spring is almost here for everybody. Can I get a hallelujah? Or at least an amen or something? Those weekend golf guys, we are here celebrating the season. It's golf season, and that is definitely something to celebrate. John Ashton in the Encore Golf Studios, Jeff Smith at the Golf Cave at Otter Creek in Columbus, and, of course, intrepid producer Mark Hunter on the controls. So if anything happens, blame him. That's the way it works. Want to talk about something that happened this past week, man. You know that guy you play with all the time, that guy against whom you measure yourself, that friend of yours who's a little bit better than you?
We know
That guy who's done everything, accomplished everything, wants to give you tips and pointers along the way. You know that guy?
That guy. Yeah.
That guy who's a real good friend of yours and understands the etiquette of when you take him to the golf course, he buys the beer. That guy. That guy was playing golf with me last weekend. Just he and I. That guy finished 18 holes a little miffed, a little testy, a little
Was it your day?
A little difficult to talk to for a while.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Three strokes. Three strokes.
You beat him by 3?
I did. 3.
So does this mean that he had a bad day or
No.
you had a good day?
No, he did not have a bad day. He played as he typically did.
Oh,
And-
now it's all coming out.
However, it started getting worse as the afternoon progressed, his game. He would
Because you were playing well and he was a little bit,
Well, you know,
we'll say, shocked?
he'd outdrive me by 5 to 10 yards maybe on a regular basis. But on the second shot, I was on the green and he was in the fringe or in the trap or a little short in front. You know, one time he thought the great golf gods had decided to equalize us because I'll give you the scenario, okay? I hit a drive and it was under 60 degrees. So, you know, the ball is probably not going to fly as well as it would on a 78, 80 degree day, right?
Yeah, right.
So we were on this par 4. He hit his drive. I hit my drive. We were probably 10 yards apart, widthwise, both, you know, in the fairway. He was probably 5 yards beyond me. But we were both probably about 170 yards from a raised green. All right. With a sand trap right in front of it. You know, I thought it was at Otter Creek for a minute, you know? And I took out a hybrid because it was, you know, a 180-yard shot because it was all carry. And you were getting no roll in the fairway or anywhere because it was still a little bit squishy.
Just a little wet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hit my shot, and it was one of the bad shots I had hit because, you know, I am not telling you I had a perfect round by any stretch of the imagination. About 10 yards in front of me and 5 yards to my left was a tree. And of course, thinking about the tree, I hit it. Beautiful shot. Right into a branch of the tree. It raised up a little bit, moved to the left a little bit, and landed probably 30 yards in front of where I hit the ball originally. But it had a clear shot. It was in the rough, but it had a clear shot to the green. So my third shot hit the green and continued to roll and rolled probably 3 yards into the fringe beyond the green. So I'm lying 3, still off the green. Right? Mm-hmm. He's on the green in 2. He far away though. He hit a putt and it missed. He hit second putt and it lipped out. I mean, it was one of those, you know, do a 180 degree around the lip of the hole. And
that's brutal.
It is brutal. So he tapped in for a 5. Now we had both bogeyed the first hole, so we were even. And he was like, "Well, pitch in a putt, John, and we'll still be even." And I said, "Yeah, okay." Well, I went into the dark recesses of my memory and pulled out the "What would Jeff do if you're 3 feet or 3 yards into the rough behind the green?"
Yeah.
I took out my sand wedge, and I aimed. I knew I tried to read the green as best I could. You know, that's still a challenge for me.
I do, yes.
But I read the green as best I could, determined it was going to move right to left with a pretty substantial left-hand turn toward the end. I took my sand wedge, pulled it back, not anywhere near as far as I normally would after being told by Jeff that I need to make a shorter back swing and a harder hit. Hit the ball. It hit the green probably halfway to the flag, checked up a little bit, continued to roll, took that substantial left-hand turn, and went right into the cup.
No way. Really?
That was the first time he became miffed.
Ooh.
And when he was
Early
even,
in the round.
yeah, and on the third hole, which is a par 5, when he was even with me, drive-wise, after his third shot,
uh-oh,
yeah, he kind of let that whole John Parted, I bogeyed it thing get to him. And he
Really?
yanked a drive into the trees on the right, hit a tree square and bounced back. It probably hit a tree about 180 yards down the fairway and bounced back about 90.
Ooh.
Getting in his head.
Yep, got in his head. Took a 3-iron out of his bag and chunked it for a second shot and chunked his third shot. And he was just a few yards ahead of me. My second shot was a 5 wood that flew exactly where I was aiming it and landed over a sand trap into the fairway about 30 yards in front of the green.
Wow.
Wedged it up and 2-putted.
Have gotten a little bit better.
How about that, huh? I love
Bad
that
for a
story.
guy who doesn't practice much.
Yeah,
So let me ask you then.
sure.
In this round of golf that you beat this guy
Yeah,
who you rarely ever beat or have never beaten?
yes.
Is that
Yes.
Is that the scenario?
Never. Yeah. Yeah. It would be almost as
So-
much fun as me beating you.
How about that? Other than that happening, that is a pretty good day for you. What did you wind up shooting, my friend?
It was a 79. I shot a 40 and a 39.
How do we like that?
Yeah, we've bronzed the card.
How about that?
So I just want to point this out.
Bronze
This
card,
comes
you gotta
this
frame
comes
it.
not from me getting substantially better, not from me being good. It comes from me listening intently to Jeff Smith. I've never taken a lesson from Jeff per se. I've played golf with Jeff maybe 4 times since we've been doing this show. Everything else is just words, and the words help. Yes, Jeff Smith can talk you into a better game. All right, and I'm here as proof of that. So you ever need any help from Jeff, he is as close as facebook.com/golf guys. Just go there, and you can get in touch with him. We're going to have more coming up in just a little bit. Don't you move. We are those weekend golf guys. Every other week, we send you great tidbits, including a weekend tune-up from Jeff Smith. A quick video that'll get you doing something absolutely right on the golf course. Every other week, we send it to you if you ask us to.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-554-4183 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 800-554-4183 to take your call now. Call 800-554-4183. That's 800-554-4183. Again, 800-554-4183.
Hey, Jeff, I was watching the Golf Channel, believe it or not, the other day, and they did this thing on drivers, and they were showing where on the face of a driver you get the best reaction. And they said that, you know, you hit it below the equator, you're going to lose like 10 to 20 yards. If you hit it on the heel, you're going to lose space. The best place to hit it is in the upper quadrant by the toe.
Yeah, most of the drivers today are kind of built that way, where I think what they did is they may have figured out where most of the people have been hitting it anyway, and they kind of put the hot spot over, you know, where it's like a little above the center of the club and a little bit towards the toe, thinking that they could get people to hit it a little bit farther. But you know what? There's so many people out there that can't hit it there, regardless of the one little spot they put it. There's people can't hit it anyway.
Yeah.
So, you're struggling.
I was going to say, that's the whole thought between what Dean Knuth did with the high heat driver, is make the whole face a sweet spot. Yeah.
He knew that the average amateur golfer, he can't pick out what spot on the club he's going to hit it. He had to make it so the whole thing was hot.
Yeah.
So no matter, he designed it. When he was telling us about how he designed that thing, I was completely amazed. He taught me something that I did not know. The center of gravity on his club is actually below the center line. And it's the only club that's ever been on the market that the center of gravity of the club is actually below it. He moved it around so that every place was a hot spot on the face. So, what a perfect driver built for the average guy, because the average guy can't pinpoint where the heck he's going to hit the ball on the face.
Exactly. You will make fewer mistakes, fewer bad shots. Knuth Golf, KNUTHgolf.com. They're going to ask you if you want to buy one, where you heard about it. Tell them you heard about it from those weekend golf guys, and the whole club will cost you $70 less. All right, you're going to get a $70 discount because you are our listeners. Knuth Golf, KNUTHgolf.com. It's a high heat driver. The entire face is a sweet spot. You need one. And welcome back. Thanks for hanging with us. We are those weekend golf guys, live from the Encore Golf Studios. I'm John Ashton, Jeff Smith from the Golf Cave at Otter Creek in Columbus and out in Scottsdale, Arizona. A guest we had planned on having, his name's Kevin McGrath, but we just found out that he hit a hole-in-one last weekend. So, Kevin, it's thank you for calling. It's been nice talking to you. Good luck, and we'll see you later.
Jealousy.
Oh, jealousy rears its ugly head, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now he's going to tell us, well, wait, this is only like my 11th career ace, right?
Well, it's actually my 8th.
Okay.
I've been playing golf. I've been playing golf a long time,
All right. Well, as long as you're not in double digits, so Kevin, we'll keep you on with us.
Yeah. No, I haven't reached double digits yet. There are interesting stories attached to to 2 or 3 of them. One I had one in Stonewall, just outside Philadelphia, in a fall scramble there about 15 years ago, and they had a $20 a man skins in the event. And there was $1,260 in the skin pot each day. There were 3 skins on the Saturday, and on the Sunday I had a hole-in-one. I think it was the 15th hole, and it was the only skin of the day.
Oh,
so it paid for my trip, And as I was saying to Mark earlier there, the Sunday just gone by, I play in this league every Sunday morning, and you put $1 in each week into the hole-in-one pot, and it builds up, and then the first guy that gets a hole-in-one takes whatever the pot is. So there was a lovely amount of $1,920 in the pot.
Oh, man. Well, congratulations on your 8th ace.
It's going to buy an entry into Anne Liguri's Foundation Charity Golf Classic up in Friars Head in May. That's what I'm going to use it for. I don't want to lose my amateur status. So I did it straight back to
yeah, don't want to lose your amateur status. That's the story you're telling, Kevin.
It's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
And we know deep down it's because you want the tax deduction. That's what you're doing it for, man.
I'm from Ireland. I pay my taxes in Ireland.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Don't tell the IRS.
I live here in the winter. I still live in Ireland. My home is still in Ireland. I'm just here for the winter,
Yeah.
And it's really just the weather in Ireland, as you probably can guess, is not the greatest in the winter time. So I'm having the best of both worlds.
Yeah. Yeah. It's warmer in Scottsdale, Arizona, in the winter than it is in Ireland in the summer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then again, it's so warm here in the summer that you couldn't stick it.
Right. Plus, I'm sure you get tired of looking at brown stuff.
It's nice to get back to the green, all right, for sure, and great golf. I'm a member of 2 great top 100 clubs over in Ireland. Lahinch on the west coast is now where I live, and that's my home club. But I'm also a member still at Portmarnock up in Dublin, which is where I lived for most of my adult life till I moved to Lahinch about 15 years ago.
Well, let's talk about that top 100 stuff.
We have created like a unique charity golf event, like which our mission and our vision is to grow it into one of the premier amateur, charity golf events in the world, and it's called the Top 100 Invitational. It's exclusively open to any club that's ever been ranked in a top 100 official ranking list. So it's not those that are currently ranked, but if any club has ever been ranked from, they started these rankings back in 1979, I think, was when they first started them. So any club that was ever ranked during that last, 35, 36 years is eligible to enter a team into this event. And our vision and our goal is to host it at different top 100 courses every year. We're very excited that this year we thought we would have to host it at kind of top 100, resort type courses initially, and then we were hoping that some of the top 100 ranked private clubs would embrace the concept of what we're trying to do and agree to host it kind of like in the knowledge that they would only be maybe asked to host it once every 40 to 50 years. So you could have you could have like different hostings in different cities like Philadelphia. I'm not going to name any of the clubs that I'm referring to, but they know who they are. So you could have a hosting in Philadelphia, you could have a hosting in, Westchester, you could have a hosting up in Long Island, you could have a hosting in Chicago, San Francisco, LA, you name it. And then we plan to go international then every 5 years, and then we would go to places like St. Andrews, Royal County Down, Royal Portrush, 2 courses each time. Maybe go down under at one stage down to Melbourne, Royal Melbourne and Kingston Heath, that type of thing. It would depend, obviously on as we build. I mean, the whole thing is to build a great camaraderie among members of top 100 clubs, and at the same time give back. I mean, you know yourself that golf has a great history of giving back to charity, etc.
Sure.
And that's really what we're trying to create.
You were very East and West Coast centric there. Let me give you some suggestions about flyover country here, Kevin. We do our show out of Louisville, Kentucky, of course. Valhalla, right here in Louisville. Top 100 course. Got the Old Stone.
Absolutely.
Old Stone, even down in the booming metropolis of Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Absolutely. I'm well aware of it because I was putting it into our list of eligible clubs there this week. The address of Bowling Green, Kentucky. I'm very much aware of it.
Yeah.
And I've been to Valhalla. I very much enjoy the golf course there.
Yeah. Whenever I drive by Valhalla, they close the gates. Just say anybody but you, John. Keep moving.
Yeah. No, but that's exactly like what we want to do, John. Is go all over the country to different places. There's so many different great top 100 courses all over the U.S. and all over the world, and hopefully as we build the camaraderie and the people who play in the event every year, that when it comes to the international 5th year, that we basically kind of poll them and say, hey, where would you like to go? Now we do plan for the first international event, hopefully to go to St. Andrews, because one of the main charitable beneficiaries for the event is the University of St. Andrews, who are wanting to build a centre for golf collections in the home of golf on the university campus. They have hundreds of thousands of great photographs, golf photographs and books, etc., that are housed in lockups all over the town, and nobody can see them. Right. So they want to build a kind of a museum-quality centre for golf collections that will be available to both the public, to researchers, to golf journalists, etc., etc.
From a marketing standpoint, St. Andrews is on top of every golfer's bucket list, no matter where they live.
Exactly, yeah. And I had a brief discussion with the chairman of the St. Andrews Links Trust when I was at their 600th anniversary, university 600th anniversary dinner there about 3 years ago, 2013, and I basically bounced off him because we were already starting to come up with the idea of what we wanted to do at that time, and he said he would be very happy to talk to us and would look favourably or positively at it. So that would be our first, hopefully, as long as we got the old course from them for a day, and then hopefully Kingsbarns or Carnoustie, one of those two. That's where we would have our first international hosting.
Fantastic.
So you wouldn't take the Jubilee or the new course right next to it and play out of there?
Well, no, I mean, because they haven't been ranked in the top 100. Both venues, we want to have need to be top 100 ranked courses, and that's where Kingsbarns and Carnoustie would come into the equation.
If you're a member of one of those clubs, for example, at St. Andrews, there's a couple of clubs that are there.
Yeah, absolutely. I know both clubs, and I know people in both clubs, and I make them aware of the event, and I invite them to come and participate,
Yeah,
but
let me
the
know
Scots,
because,
they're a little tight with their money.
Well, they're Scottish after all.
Right. Well, the reason I ask, I'm a member at the St. Andrews Golf Club, and
Are you indeed? Yeah, I know many people.
I'm in the midst of trying to get a hold of the membership of the secretary there to try to promote something that could be, I don't know, I think pretty interesting. And if they could have members there that would be willing to play in this, I think it'd be pretty interesting.
Well, here's how the way I look at. Obviously St. Andrews is a municipal golf course, and there are other courses like that in our top 100 invitation. Take Bethpage, for instance, ranked in our top 100. My view for those type of courses is that they could hold a tournament, right? Where people who play the course on a regular basis could pay, let's say, $100 or $200 to participate, goes into the pot, and the two best scores form a team, and the money that they put in at $100 or $200 a head, whatever it takes to fund their participation in the event, would go and play in the event and represent those courses.
Well, now that Jeff has admitted to being eligible to play in your Top 100 Invitational, we can market to him directly. When we come right back, we are those weekend golf guys. You need to hang out. We've got all the details of the Top 100 Invitational and a lot more conversations with Kevin McGrath coming up. Don't move.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-554-4183 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 800-554-4183 to take your call now. Call 800-554-4183. That's 800-554-4183. Again, 800-554-4183.
I've owned my company for 14 years now, and I can tell you that payroll is a 4-letter word. I hate doing it. It eats up hours I don't have, and it costs me money I could be saving. But my accountant's too expensive, and I'm not sure who to call. But I know I need help.
We're Paychex, and we take all the hassles out of small business payroll. We save you time and money. It's easy. Call, fax, or give us your payroll information securely online, and we take care of the rest. We calculate the correct taxes, manage payments and direct deposits. We even send out your checks. Payroll doesn't need to be a 4-letter word anymore. We're so sure that we can save you time and money that we'll give you a month's payroll free just for calling 877-376-2829. Get 1 month's payroll for free. Call Paychex right now. 877-376-2829. That's 877-376-2829.
Jeff, you've seen me miss. Good news is I didn't 3-putt but one green my last round, but I'm still missing by an inch or two left or right. Man, I need some help. What do you got? Teach me, buddy.
You know, I'll tell you what. The first thing that I do with all my clinics when we're working on putting, I break out the putting stroke teacher every single time. We put this thing on. Their forearms are lined up. Their putter face is lined up in the same place. It's the straightest putt you'll ever hit. It's unbelievable. And then I'll teach you how to aim after that. But you go get it. The putting stroke teacher, tpsteacher.com. Go get one. Cheap and effective.
I like
Gotta
that.
love it.
Cheap and effective.
You're not kidding. This thing is absolutely one of the best things I've ever seen.
And it's easy to understand?
Absolutely. Strap it onto your putter and go.
Don't need
Real
you
simple.
standing over me to tell me how to use it.
No, you don't want me barking at you anyway. Just
Open up
get
the
it.
box.
tpsteacher.com.
Make it work. tpsteacher.com. We're back. You're back. Thanks for hanging with us. Those Weekend Golf guys. John Ashton live in the Encore Golf Studio. Jeff Smith in the Golf Cave at Otter Creek. And Kevin McGrath in the dry climes of Scottsdale, Arizona. And Kevin, I got to say, man, I haven't heard anybody speak as lyrically as you speak since my good buddy in Boston, Peter O'Toole's great-grandfather. So it's nice to hear. Kevin McGrath, who is Irish for the most part, but an Arizonian during the wintertime, because if you lived in Ireland, you'd probably go to Arizona in the winter too, or maybe Monaco or someplace. But Kevin, you've got a thing going on here that you're doing called the Top 100 Invitational, and it's a charity tournament, 2-day event, and it's going on at both Friars Head and Sabonic up in Long Island.
Correct.
A lot of listeners in Philly and New Jersey who could get there really quickly, and a lot of listeners from around the country are probably saying, "I would like an excuse to play Sabonic."
Of course they would.
And Friars Head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, there's a full list. I mean, we have obviously our own website, top100invitational.com, and on that we have a full list of all the eligible clubs under eligibility, so that tab, and anyone then can check to see if their club is listed on that list. And dare I say it, John and Jeff, we researched back as far as we could, like on old top 100 lists, but we only got back as early as I think around 1991, 1990. So I'm sure there are several other clubs in that period between 1979 and 1990 that we haven't been able to pick up. So if any member of a club that can show us that they were ranked in the 80s on a top 100 ranking list, be it Golf Digest or I'm not sure whether the Golf Week modern and classic ranking lists were out in the 80s, but if they were, if there was any club ever ranked on those lists that's not in the list of eligible clubs, by all means contact us and we will add them to the list.
Okay, so Kevin, the way it goes is you've got two-man teams.
Two-man teams.
Now,
all-inclusive as well.
Okay, now do both members of the team have to qualify as a member of a top 100, or is Jeff as a member at St. Andrews? Could he say, "Hey, John, let's go up to Long Island and play"?
Absolutely. We decided, like, for the early part of this event that we would introduce the rule that one member of the team has to be a member of a top 100 club, and that's the club that's being represented, but he can invite a guest to come and play. As we grow the event, it might be that we will change that rule, like, in a few years' time and say, no, now that there's so many people want to play in the event and we're cutting down people, that both members have to be a member of the same club or whatever. But for the time being, as we attempt to grow this event, I mean, as you know yourself, guys, these things take a while, to grow to where people want to play in it every year, and that's where we want to get to.
Yeah.
I mean, we thought we would have to, as I said, hold these events we had our first event at Pinehurst last year, and we thought we would have to go to Kiowa Island or Whistling Straits or Pebble Beach or whatever in the early part before the private clubs. But we made an approach to Friars Head and Sabonic, and they loved the concept, and they said, we would love to host this event.
Fantastic.
So we're very excited by that.
That's fantastic.
I have a thought. I am sitting at in my golf studio at Otter Creek Golf Club in Columbus, Indiana, and Otter Creek Golf Club has been ranked in the top 100 public facilities, places you can play by Golf Digest.
Okay.
And John can be a member of Otter Creek Golf Club with the drop of a hat, because he knows somebody there.
I know people.
There you go.
Yeah. once we get qualified there, then we just have to sit on the side entrance to the interstate with a cardboard sign, see if we can raise the entry fee.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Well, it is one of the probably the kind of the negatives of hosting at these great private clubs is that obviously for charity golf days they charge a certain amount that makes it attractive for them to have those events. But but it is at the same time a great opportunity for members of other top 100 clubs to go and play these clubs and at the same time give back to charity.
All right, it's $4,000. Is that per member or per team?
That's per member. That's per person.
Per person.
And,
okay.
A fair proportion of that, is an allowable tax deduction. We formed a 501c3, Top 100 Invitational Foundation. So we give people at the event a receipt to show what I think the IRS calls the value proposition of what the services they receive, and the balance then is an allowable tax deduction.
Plus, it's around at Friars Head and around at Sabonic. And 2 days,
absolutely.
Two days
dinners,
of rubbing shoulders with movers and shakers from all over the world.
Absolutely, and then it includes dinners, 3 nights of dinners. It also includes a nice thing. We also created the Top 100 Hall of Fame. So we have an induction ceremony on the Monday night, the night after the first round, where we induct certain people into the Top 100 Hall of Fame. It's our belief, that there are people, that create great Top 100 venues, visionaries who go out and search land to find these great places, and they're the people that we want to honor. Course architects, people who have embraced the Top 100 culture, etc. The first recipient or first inductee was Mike Kaiser from Bandon Dunes, who, as we all know, has created some of the greatest Top 100 courses around the world that have been involved in them, like Cabot Links up in Canada, the Barnbougle Dunes down in Australia and Tasmania, as well as his own Bandon Dunes courses up in Bandon, and he's now creating more courses in Wisconsin. So he was our first recipient, and then when we were at Pinehurst, we like to kind of induct people that are associated with the venues that we're hosting.
Okay.
So when we were at Pinehurst, we inducted Donald Ross, because obviously of all the Top 100 courses that he has created, and then Richard Tufts, who was the grandson of the founder of Pinehurst and who basically spearheaded Pinehurst into the great resort it is now,
How would you equate, Kevin, the ability to play golf with being a member of a Top 100 facility? Do you think it's only really good golfers who take the time or the effort to do that?
No. I mean, I think we all agree that golf is probably one of the great sports where people can play at any level because of the great handicapping system that we have. I mean, there's very few sports where you can play sports like tennis or badminton or snooker, or if there's a different skill level, there's no handicapping system that can equate people. Whereas golf, because you're playing against the golf course and not against the other person, with your handicap. I mean, I know that I can go out on some days and off my handicap, if I can shoot a good round and probably beat, Jordan Spieth or Rory McIlroy. Whereas I couldn't do that if I played tennis, and it was even a reasonably good tennis. If I played against Nadal or any of these guys, if they gave me advantage up in every game, unless they double fault, I don't win a game. Simple as that.
I think even with the handicap, I'd be a little bit challenged going head to head with Rory or Jordan Spieth. I'm sorry.
No. I mean, but it's true.
I know it is. I know.
I mean, we all shoot. I believe that most golfers, that have a competitive edge and have a reasonable game, they can have a day where they can shoot. I mean, I shot a net 64 last weekend. At that stage, it was a tough golf course, and there's not too many people who would have done that. So you know what I mean. You get days like that. You won't do it every day, obviously. But there are days when you can do it. But at least you can enjoy it and enjoy the challenge of doing it. Like, you're not going to be, as I said, like if you're playing tennis against Nadal, just sort of picking up the ball, like, and after each
exactly.
point.
Return a serve? I didn't even see that serve. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
It sounded low.
Yeah, it sounded low. Yeah. That sounded a bit long.
So
it was going so fast it had to be out.
Yeah. And the important thing to understand about the Top 100 Invitational, guys, is that we made it all inclusive. Like, so we have three handicap divisions: a men's 2-man team, 2 men. We have a ladies, 2 ladies, and we have a mixed, a man and a woman. Like, you know.
Oh, cool.
And then what we have done is we've created this year, we had a lot of people last year, a lot of friends that I have. I've played golf at a reasonable level all my life, and I have a lot of friends who are, you know, like in the low handicap, scratch plus handicaps. They said, look, I don't play in handicap events, like, you know, you had a championship scratch event. So we have created a new scratch championship division where people will play off scratch from the championship tees, and they will be the true champions, Top 100 champions.
Fantastic. Kevin McGrath with the Top 100 Invitational at top100invitational.com. Check it out, and if you are at all interested, pursue it, because it sounds like it's going to be a whole lot of fun. Kevin, we appreciate you spending some time. You're a hoot, man. It's great. We will get you back on. We will talk some more, and we will talk to you again next weekend. We are Those Weekend Golf Guys. You can catch us at thoseweekendgolfguys.com or at facebook.com/golfguys, or you can follow us on Twitter at WKND Golf Guys. You can download our free app. Do so from either the iPhone, iTunes Store, or the Google Play Store, and we'll get you covered. Okay? Check us out anytime. We will be back right here, same time next week. Go out and play some golf. You'll enjoy it.
I've owned my company for 14 years now, and I can tell you that payroll is a 4-letter word. I hate doing it. It eats up hours I don't have, and it costs me money I could be saving. But my accountant's too expensive, and I'm not sure who to call. But I know I need help.
We're Paychex, and we take all the hassles out of small business payroll. We save you time and money. It's easy. Call, fax, or give us your payroll information securely online, and we take care of the rest. We calculate the correct taxes, manage payments and direct deposits. We even send out your checks. Payroll doesn't need to be a 4-letter word anymore. We're so sure that we can save you time and money that we'll give you a month's payroll free just for calling 877-376-2829. Get 1 month's payroll for free. Call Paychex right now. 877-376-2829. That's 877-376-2829.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. Call InventHelp today.
Call 1-800-352-1597. That's 1-800-352-1597.
Having a place to go after school will make you a better student. Having an outlet to express yourself will make you a better artist. Having something to do together will make you a better family. At The Y, we're helping build better friends, listeners, writers, swimmers, scientists, and musicians, one chance at a time. Give the gift of opportunity. Support The Y at ymca.net. The Y, for a better us.